In the previous video clip, I had read the story of Proserpine, Unit 1, where we find that Ceres, the goddess of forest and crops, had a very beautiful daughter named Proserpine, who was forcibly carried by Pluto, the king of the land of the dead. And at the last moment we find that Proserpine, she takes a girdle and throws it so that her mother Ceres would be able to trace her. So we start with Unit 2 today. In the evening, Ceres came back home. She did not find her daughter, who usually came running to meet her. This had never happened before. Ceres was greatly surprised and a little worried. She searched for her in all the rooms, but they were all empty. Then she lighted a torch from the fires of a volcano and wandered about the fields and valleys looking for Proserpine. The search went on for the whole night, and in the morning her grief knew no bounds. So, after Proserpine was taken away by Pluto, Ceres, after the whole day's work, she comes back home. And what does she find? She sees that her home is empty without Proserpine. And this was very unusual because whenever she came, Proserpine would come running to meet her mother. So Ceres was not only surprised, she was also worried. শুধু যে অবাক হয়েছে তা না, সে চিন্তিত। কি হলো, মেয়েটা আজকে কই ছুটে এলো না তো? Then she lighted a torch from the fires of a volcano and wandered about the fields and valleys looking for Proserpine. So in modern days, what happens when we are late, our parents phone us. When we were small, our parents used to come and wait at the bus stop or the auto stand or the railway station where we were supposed to come back from school or from our tutorial classes. So in those days, what could Ceres do? She lighted a torch. The Bengali meaning of torch is moshal. She lighted it from the fire of the volcano and wandered about in search of her daughter, her dear daughter, in the fields and valleys. The search went on the whole night. So whole night she searched for her daughter, and in the morning she became very sad because her search bore no fruit. That very day, Ceres began a long journey. সারা রাত খুঁজেছে মাঠে ঘাটে এখানে ওখানে, কোথায় গেল তার ওই পরমা সুন্দরী মেয়ে? কোথাও তো পেল না। অবশেষে যখন সকাল হলো, ভগ্ন হৃদয় সে বাড়ি ফিরে এলো। সেই দিনই সে বেরিয়ে গেল অজানার পথে। Long journey. She wandered over land and sea, over hills and valleys for days together. She neglected all her work on earth. As a result, the crops failed everywhere. The ground became dry and barren. Famine broke out all over the world. It seemed that the earth grieved with a grieving mother. So, she started her long journey over the valleys, fields, hills, seas, rivers, lakes, everywhere. In doing so, she neglected her work. She did not look after the crops that grew in the fields, and automatically, gradually the ground became dry and barren. Famine broke out all over the world. The whole world was grieving. যেহেতু সে বেরিয়ে গেছে এদিক ওদিক সেদিক অনেক দেশ ঘুরছে মেয়েকে খোঁজার জন্য, তাহলে ক্ষেত খামার এসবের প্রতি তার তো আর কোনো মন নেই, ফসলের প্রতি তার কোনো মন নেই। তার ফলে কি হলো, সারা বিশ্বের মাটি ফেটে চৌচির হয়ে যেতে থাকলো। কোনো ফসল আর ফললো না। চতুর্দিকে দুর্ভিক্ষ দেখা গেল। খেতে ফসল নেই, বাড়িতে ফসল নেই, খাদ্য নেই। মানুষ তখন না খেতে পেয়ে হাহাকার করে ঘুরে বেড়াচ্ছে। শুধু মা যে দুঃখ পেয়ে সে কষ্টে আছে তা না, সারা পৃথিবীর মানুষ কষ্টে আছে। The people were starving. They came to Ceres and implored her to bring back plenty and save their lives. Ceres lifted her sad face, weary with ceaseless wandering, and said, I cannot take care of the earth until I get back my lost daughter. So as the people of the whole world were starved, they came to Ceres and begged her to bring back those crops again. Ceres was very sad and she was very tired. She could only say, how can I care for the earth when I am so much worried about my lost daughter Proserpine? So this was very natural, isn't it? She had lost her daughter and she could not concentrate in any of her work. So the people thought of praying to Jupiter, who was the king of the gods, and to Jupiter they sent their prayer to bring Proserpine back to her mother. They were sadly in need of Ceres' help. So the people at last thought of a plan. They went to Jupiter. Why to Jupiter? Because he was the king of the gods. যেমন আমাদের দেবতাদের রাজা ইন্দ্র সেরকম. He was the king of the gods. And they prayed to Jupiter to bring back Proserpine, give her back to her mother, so that Ceres could once again be happy and look after the growth of the crops, and they would not remain starved anymore. Ceres wandered all over the earth and came at last to Sicily. So Ceres, in the meantime, Ceres did not stop wandering. She went on to new places, and at last she reached Sicily. Now where is Sicily? It is an island of Italy in the Mediterranean Sea. You know Mediterranean Sea, Bhumodho Sagar. One day when she was passing by a river, waves carried something to her feet. She picked up the object and saw that it was the girdle of her daughter. So one day she was wandering by a river. Suddenly the waves lashed against the shore and something came along with the water and touched her feet. So she picked it up out of curiosity. And what did she see? To her surprise, she found that it was the girdle of her daughter Proserpine. She was astonished. Ceres looked at it carefully, again and again. It was the beloved possession of her daughter. Tears filled her eyes and streamed down her pale cheeks. We often find mothers who have lost their child, time and again looking at their picture, and affectionately they try to touch the picture of their child, touch them and try to feel their children. So it was the same with Ceres. Tears filled her eyes and streamed down her cheeks. চোখ জলে পরিপূর্ণ হয়ে গেল, গাল বেয়ে অঝরে চোখের জল পড়তে থাকলো. It reminded her of her favorite daughter. She suddenly seemed to hear a voice coming from a nearby fountain. And at the same time, she heard a voice that came from a fountain. Fountain means, in Bengali we say, jharna. The voice grew clearer every moment and it said, Ceres, great mother of the earth, I am the nymph of the fountain. I live in the dark depths of the earth. So whose voice was that? It was the voice of a nymph. Who is a nymph? A female deity or associated with water and forest. So it was the voice of a nymph. And what did she say? She said that I live in the dark depths of the earth, underground. And I have seen your daughter on a throne in the kingdom of Pluto. So here at last there was somebody who could give her, the lamenting mother, the news of her beloved daughter. Her cheeks were pale and her eyes were heavy with weeping. Go to Jupiter and pray to him to send her back to you. Do not grieve anymore. Her dearest daughter was very unhappy. Her face was pale and she cried so much. She wept a lot. Her eyes were swollen from weeping. So the nymph asks Ceres to go to Jupiter, pray to him so that he sends Proserpine back to the grieving mother. And she asks Ceres not to express sorrow anymore. At last আমরা প্রসারপাইনের ঠিকানা পেলাম। অন্তত সেরেস জানতে পারলো যে প্রসারপাইন নিচে পাতালপুরীতে প্লুটোর রাজত্বে বাস করছে। সে বেচারি ভারী দুঃখী, কেঁদে কেঁদে তার চোখ ফুলে গেছে। তাই নিম্ফ তাকে বলল, সেরেসকে বলল যে প্রসারপাইন ওখানেই আছে, তুমি জুপিটারকে বলো, প্রার্থনা করো যাতে সে প্রসারপাইনকে তোমার কাছে পাঠিয়ে দেয়। With these words, the nymph seemed to leap towards the sun in the sky. So, after finishing her words, she leapt to the sky towards the sun. Ceres now came to see Jupiter and said, I have found the place where my daughter is. Please give her back to me, and I shall once more make the earth as fruitful and green as it was. So at last, after wandering for so many days throughout the world, she was unsuccessful in finding where Proserpine was. At last, with the help of the nymph, she comes to know where she could find Proserpine. She goes to Jupiter and prays to give back her daughter. Then she would once again make the earth green and fruitful. আবার পৃথিবী শস্য শ্যামলা হয়ে উঠবে, ফলে ফুলে পরিপূর্ণ। Jupiter was deeply moved by the mother's sorrow and also by the prayers of the people on the earth. He thought for a while and said, Proserpine may return to earth if she has not tasted any food in Pluto's kingdom. So, as it is, Ceres was really very sad, in deep grief, and people of the earth had also suffered a lot. They had prayed to Jupiter to bring back Proserpine. So, he thought for a while, and then he said, Proserpine may return to earth only if she has not tasted any food in Pluto's kingdom. So this was the condition. শর্ত কি শর্ত ছিল না, প্রসারপাইন যদি প্লুটোর কিংডমে কিছু না খেয়ে থাকে তবে সে তার মায়ের কাছে ফিরতে পারবে। Ceres quickly descended into the land of the dead. But alas, that very day Proserpine had eaten 6 pomegranate seeds, and for every one of those seeds she was destined each year to spend a month in the realm of the dead. So Ceres, not losing time, she descended into the land of the dead, Pluto's kingdom. But unfortunately, so long Proserpine had not eaten anything, but on that day, very day, Proserpine had eaten 6 pomegranate seeds. What are pomegranate seeds? Bidanar dana, seeds of pomegranate. And for every one of those seeds, the condition was she should not eat anything. But as she had eaten that day, she would have to spend a month for each seed she had eaten. And where would she spend 1 month? In the land of the dead. So she had eaten how many seeds? 6 seeds. So how many months would she spend with Pluto in the land of the dead? 6 months. So for 6 months every year, Proserpine would come back to her mother. When she did so, flowers bloomed, birds sang, and the earth smiled to welcome the young queen. So you remember that Proserpine was like spring itself. So whenever she came back to earth, to her mother Ceres, spring came back. She, with her loveliness, radiated the whole earth, and the earth was once again full of beauty. Nature blossomed. Plants grew, flowers bloomed, birds sang. It was colorful. But when the time came for Proserpine to rejoin Pluto in his dark underground kingdom, Ceres would begin to grieve for 6 months. So after 6 months, when it was time for Proserpine to return to the kingdom of Pluto, once again winter came. Everything was covered with cold, frost and snow. Birds retired to their homes. Flowers stopped blooming. Everywhere it was silence. No birds sang. The earth too would look sad and gloomy. So the earth, as in winter, looks sad, colorless. The trees would shed their leaves. The flowers too would hide underground, until they heard again the gentle footfall of Proserpine returning to earth. So unless Proserpine came back to earth, they would have to face winter. And as soon as one heard the footfall of Proserpine, it meant that spring would come. Similarly, you see, our life is full of happiness and sorrow. It's like a wheel of fortune, Bhagya Chaka. Sometimes when we are happy, we should not be oversatisfied. Why? Because we know that hard days are to come. And when we are in deep trouble, we should not lose hope. Why? Because we know that fortune will smile again. We shall have happy days once more. So this is what we learn from this story. Thank you, students. Stay at home, study seriously and stay safe.